it's David again from the Shepherd School, and today I've got my little red We're Going to Mess With Meat apron on, and we're going to make some jerky. There's two kinds of jerkies we're going to make today, and each one will be a separate video. The one we're going to do right now is, traditional sliced meat jerky, and what I've got is about 2.5 pounds of a sirloin roast. And in a second we're going to slice it up and marinate it, and while we're doing that, we're going to make our second kind of jerky, which is a Slim Jim type meat stick jerky out of ground beef. Okay, here's our eBay auctioned non-electric meat slicer, and it's kind of raggedy, which is why I got it for little or nothing. And I got to kind of press it as I use the sliding table here. I kind of got to wedge it up against stuff, but you get it adjusted right, and then you just turn the crank, and then you slide your meat in there, and it cuts you out some jerky slices like that. And then what you do, once you get your slices, and you kind of want to do it kind of thin, you're just going to marinate this for a little while. And my marinade is a proprietary secret blend, which is basically whatever I think I'm going to like that's in the fridge or the spice cabinet. But I make sure that I use a lot of hot sauce because I like my jerky a little hotter. You can buy jerky cure, and if this was going to be for long-term storage, I probably would, because the nitrates help cut down on bacteria. But as this will be eaten pretty quickly, I don't mess with it. Mostly mine's some taco seasoning, some garlic salt, hot sauce, meat tenderizer, and some marinade, some bottled marinade. So we're just going to continue to cut these slices, and then we're going to just drop the whole thing in my marinade for a couple hours. When it's all said and done, try to make sure that it's all underwater so it doesn't oxidize, and then after probably about 8 hours we'll put it in the dehydrator. We pulled the sirloin out. It's been marinating in the fridge all day. You see it kind of took on that color. And we're just going to lay them out. And then we're just going to turn on the dehydrator. Put it on 160 degrees. And let it do its magic. My slicer was kind of a pain to get started, but these pieces are a lot prettier and a lot more even all along as a whole than it would be had I tried to do this with a knife. Even there are a couple of ugly pieces here and there, but those are just the ones I'll eat first before I go take this to work. And here in the bottom was when I first started the slicer, a lot of these pieces, because the meat wasn't cut into a square, this is a bunch of chunks and bits and pieces. Alright, I got my trays loaded. I put the dehydrator top on. Plug that sucker in. Put it over on 160. And I'm just going to let that thing sit. And I'll come back and check it in a couple hours. But mostly I'm going to let this thing run for about 8 hours or overnight. And when it opens up, we'll let you see what the jerky looks like. So until in the morning. Okay, it's It's been about 8 hours. Let's unplug this thing and let's see what we got. Nice, good, and crispy and dry, but still it's not brittle, which is how I like it. And try a piece. It's got a good flavor, a little like teriyaki, but not too overpowering. And I'm going to let it sit and cool in this a little bit before I pack it. Because if I try to put it, in a Ziploc or whatever hot like that, it's going to condense.